Hello and welcome to Arabic language lessons. This is lesson 4, the roots and the derivation. الدرس 4 الجذور والاشتقاق. As usual, we begin by saying Assalamu alaikum. In this lesson, we will be talking about two concepts. The first one is جذور, roots. It's the plural of jidr, or root. And they mean the same thing when it comes to language, like the roots of the trees and so forth. But when it comes to grammar, جذر الكلمة, the root of the word, الأصل الذي تفرعت منه, the origin it branched out from. So words have an origin that they branch out from. And that brings us to our next concept, which is called derivation. In Arabic, اشتقاق. Ishtiqaq, or derivation in language, is taking the shiq of something. And shiq means half. In grammar, it's deriving a word from another word. Those concepts are better understood with examples. But before we begin our two examples, we remember that the Arabic speech splits into ism, وفعل, وحرف, name, action, and letter. And in the first example, we will be using the fi'l section. Fi'l splits into fi'l ماضي, fi'l مضارع, fi'l أمر. So what we will be doing is first we'll take a jadr, a root, and from that root we will show the past action, and then we'll show the present action, and then the order action. So first we have those three letters, the, ha, and ba. So this is our root. In the Arabic language, words, actions come from three-letter roots. So this is our three letters. First is the past action, the, ha, ba, which means went. And we have يذهب, and that's in the present, مضارع. And in the order we have اذهب. Notice that those three share the same root, which is those three letters. Second one we have is ka, ra, and ma. And we have here in the past, we have akrama, and in the present we have yukrim, and in the order we have akrim. Notice that here, the past, this note below, is for the past action, because the past action could come either in 3 letters or 4 letters or in 5 letters, as in intalaqa. So here we have ta, la, and qa. The past action is intalaqa, which means took off. The present one is yantaliq, and the order one is intaliq. And then I have an example to show you the difference between those three later on. And for our next example that we will be using to explain ishtiqaq, derivation, we will use the root ka and ta and ba, those 3-letter roots. And what we're going to do is we're going to derive a word from another word. And then from that word, we're going to derive another word, and so forth. And the first word that we begin with is called al-masdar, which means the source. And the source is the abstract meaning in the action that is not attached at time. Like for example, you have writing. So when you talk about writing, you're not saying happened in the past or the present or the future. You're just saying writing, just the abstract meaning of it. In Arabic, writing is kitaba. That's the most common one you'll hear. But I want to use katb, so you can use this same template for other words. Now, from the abstract meaning, al-masdar katb, we derive kataba, which means wrote in the past. There are other two, like as you saw in the previous example, past actions, fi'l madi, that come in 4 letters and 5 letters. أكتب, انكتب. And as I promised you, I will show you an example separately to show the difference between those 3. So this is the example that I promised. We have the same root, ka and ta and ba. From that root we have a 3-letter past action, a 4-letter past action, and a 5-letter past action. Now each of them has a distinct meaning. Like kataba means wrote, aktaba means made write, got written in kataba. And I'll put them in an example to see the difference between them. So here in the first example we have kataba Khalid al-kitaba, means Khalid wrote the book. The other one is aktaba Ahmadu Khalid al-kitaba, means Ahmad made Khalid write the book. Last one is in kataba al-kitabu, so the book got written. You can see from the three, this one got written was related to the book. First one kataba, like he wrote, Khalid. One in the middle, aktaba, had to do with Ahmad. Like Ahmad aktaba Khalid. Aktaba Ahmad Khalid. But still Khalid is the one that wrote the book. But Ahmad made him write it. I hope this clears the difference between those three. And now let's go back to our original. Now going back to our original example, we're going to continue our ishtiqaq. We're going to derive another word from a word. So from kataba, we're going to derive yaktubu. And if you go back to lesson 3, you'll see the template for all the different kinds of kataba yaktub. Anyhow, so the way we do this is by adding one of the 4 mudara'a letters, a, ta, na, and ya. And we have like those 4 examples. So aktub means I write, taktub means you or she writes, naktub is we write, yaktub is he writes. So you can see that we have 4 options, 4 letters that give us 4 different meanings. Now, our last and final ishtiqaq, we're going to derive fi'l amr from fi'l al-mudari. We're going to derive the order action from the present action. We're going to do this first by removing the letter of mudara'a and then adding a sukoon at the end. But we don't stop there. Next, after we remove the letter of mudara'a, we check and we see if the letter that we have right now as our first letter, after removing the letter of mudara'a, if the letter has a haraka, if it's a moving letter, has a haraka, like yata'allam. See here, after removing the ya, the letter of mudara'a, we have a moving letter. We leave it as is, so it becomes ta'allam, and this is our order action. Now, if the letter is stationary, meaning it has a sukoon instead of a haraka, like yaktub here, you can see it, after removing the ya, we'll end up with a sakin letter, a stationary letter, has a sukoon on top. Then in this case, we add a hamza, or we add a alif here, uktub. One small tip I want to mention before we end the lesson, and this is from almaani.com, like I'm using the online dictionary right here, mu'jam called in Arabic, is to learn the past and the present together, kataba yaktub. As you saw in lesson 3, there are templates, nasara yansuru, daraba yadribu, so it's a good idea to learn them together. So this was our lesson. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section. And until next time, ma'a as-salam.